Hey, man, Scar and Dew are here, and we're fired up, Dew. It's a great day, baby. We got Lions winning. We got Wolverines winning. We got nothing but winners over here in Michigan. And I'm going to give you a win, Dew. I'm going to get real quick. I'm going to give you a winner. I do like to bet a little bit. Ole Miss. Get on that lane train this weekend. He's going to win at home against LSU. But we're fired up. Lions, big win. Michigan winning. Talk to me, Dew.
I just read that the Ole Miss quarterback is from the state of Michigan.
Ferris State Bulldog.
Yeah, man. How about that? Good for
him.
Hey,
man, I coached a lot of guys that went to Ferris. I remember when Butch Jones was coaching up at Ferris.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day. And Tony Anise, great high school coach. You know, you talk about a guy not born on third base. This dude has won at a bunch of different high schools. You know, went to Grand Rapids Junior College. All he does is keep winning at Ferris. I'm surprised nobody scooped him up. But, yeah, they got a quarterback starting down there. But Lions, real quick, great win.
Rookie.
You know, I don't know that the Ravens defense is what it used to be. I'm going to make a prediction. The guy won't be the guy running the defense won't be there next year for the Ravens. But
for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I thought the Lions DC did a great job. I was worried about that. Obviously, you have a coordinator that's been with you for a few years. Your players are used to what he calls, how he calls it, situational stuff. And I was concerned a little bit, but this guy did a great job. And that defense came alive in the fourth quarter. That's the quarter that winners win. And man, they got to Lamar Jackson more than I thought they would. And the DBs and linebackers were really good in coverage, which was a concern because it seems like Terry and Arnold's been beat a few times this year, a lot. And but man, fourth quarter they came alive, and that was a hell of a finish.
So much correlation between watching how people defend the Ravens now with defending Michigan, because you got to deal with stuff now. You got to deal with a quarterback. Every time you rush, you know, you just can't pin your ears back like you're going against Joe Flacco, you know, or you know, even our guy Goff. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of correlation and problems that he gives you, just not simply handing the ball off, that we're going to cover in this film that has changed from last year. Simply handing the ball off, and how everything's changed, man.
Well, they mentioned that. I watched the Manning cast on these Monday night games. I love watching those two guys because you get a lot of insight from two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. They know the game better than anybody, and I really enjoy watching them. And they said that last night that Peyton Manning had said he thinks maybe, you know, there's talk of the immobile quarterback being a thing of the past. Everybody's going to go to a mobile quarterback. College has been running that for a while because not everybody's a NFL arm. So incorporate their athletic ability and legs. Now that's transitioned into the NFL and it's becoming more prominent. And, you know, you can't just pin your ear back and run past a guy like Lamar or Bryce or a lot of quarterbacks in the conference. We're going to see it in this film when Michigan did exactly that. But yeah, you have to be super disciplined on the edges when you're rushing a guy that's mobile like that.
Yeah, because I just know, having played, man, I just remember, I came in on Mondays, you know, when Coach Mo and Coach Mack would give the scouting report, and the first thing you got to find out is an outside linebacker edge play. The number one question I had to find out before he even starts talking about scheme, formations, or anything is, can the quarterback run? Can the quarterback run? It changes everything that I have to do as an edge guy, what I do on defense. I want to get right into the position groups.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over we're just real quick. I'm going to give some thoughts and then you jump in, but quarterback. Right. I'm going to start with quarterback. He's getting better every game, getting more and more confident. We're seeing we have a true multiple threat, and we used them the last two games as a multiple threat, and it's a problem for defenses. And we're going to look at some of these formations and some of the stuff. We got to keep this kid healthy. Question I have is, who's the backup? I'm going to go running backs, and then you comment on both these position groups. We got two tough running backs. What I like more than anything about these two running backs is they don't fumble the damn football. You hear me knocking?
Right.
They do not fumble the football. They are tough. What I want from my running back as a player and coach, secure the damn football, knock guys over when you have the football or make them miss. Yeah. And they will do all that, and they will pass protect. We got a hell of a running back, coach. We got 2 damn good running backs. Coach, your thoughts on those 2 position groups?
The quarterback is getting better. You had said it, and I've mentioned it already a few times on our podcast here, is you mentioned now the first game to the 4th game, the improvement you had when you first started at Michigan. And we've seen that right now with Bryce, and he's gotten a lot better, and he's more comfortable. He's seeing things. He's more patient. He has got such an arm. We got to get the receivers up the pace there, but just look at the improvement. Look at what he's doing, and look at how he's seeing the field and what they're doing with him. Chip Kelly put in a great play there, and that was a design quarterback keep on that long touchdown run. The formation, the motion, set the whole thing up. All Bryce had to do was fake it like he was dropping back, and he was off, and there wasn't anybody within 3 counties of him. Great play. I like to see what's going on. You had mentioned the 2 running backs. And at the beginning, I was a little concerned about Haynes' willingness to pass block, but he picked that up, and you see a few of these pass plays in last weekend's game where he really, he drilled some guys. And then all the credit in the world, Jordan Marshall. This guy looked like he was going to be the starter. He had a great game in the bowl game against Alabama, and then in comes somebody else he doesn't know, and that guy gets the starting job. A lot of kids in the past might have sulked or talked about transferring, or maybe after 4 plays redshirting so they could transfer. Marshall put his head down and went to work and never stopped working. And you can see it in that play where he broke that tackle. And good job by Sharon, the coaches, the players. That shows a lot about what kind of team you have.
Yeah, that's leadership, man. Team, dude. We were hammered. We were pounded. Team, baby. We were brainwashed. And it's great. and that's leadership. You have to have it, man. You have to pound it. That's Schembechler Hall, baby. Tight ends, 17's the man. We don't see Hoffman much, 42 little bits playing. Hanson's hit and miss too, playing in there a little bit. 83 seems to be getting more reps than either of those guys. We got to be able to run our gap scheme, block down and run our stuff. And we're not getting the kind of tight end blocking that I'd like, but they're getting better. And that's that. Receivers, number 1 is as advertised. He's the deal. Him and Haynes are probably, I think, in my opinion, the 2 best, most important transfers we brought in. McCullough is a difference. He's a problem to defend. They got to know where the hell he is. 0 and 9. Goodwin's got to catch the ball, but we're not getting a lot of reps from other guys. But in general, our receivers, a little step up from last year. McCullough's the real deal. We're using them. Your thoughts on those 2 groups?
So on tight end, it was a surprise to not see Hogan Hansen this week when he played last week. And he looked healthy, and I think he caught a ball, and he was blocking. And I don't, maybe he's hurt. I don't know what they're doing in practice, but there's quite a few guys on the injured list. Klein, I kind of thought we would see more of him in the pass game. He caught a couple of balls, but his blocking is impeccable. Nobody's a better blocker than, of course, Max Bredesen. That guy is wrecking dudes. He is unbelievable. Like to get Hansen back. Get those guys more involved in the passing game so it opens up for the receivers. The receivers, you had mentioned that we're not seeing some of the other guys, and I do want to know, why. We talk about a meritocracy. You got to make plays. And in our scheme, the receivers have to be able to catch the ball, obviously, but they got to be able to block, all right? You have to be able to do both of those things. You can't do one without the other. But you got to catch the ball. Yeah. And at this point, it would appear to me that you would start, where's Marsh at? Where's O'Leary at maybe? Somebody else that's, I saw Fred Moore block really well against Nebraska. I don't think he got a target. So we got to get the receivers up to speed. We're going to watch that one play. Bryce throws an absolutely perfect ball into the end zone. It's to Goodwin. And, in my opinion, you got to do everything you can to help your quarterback, including lay out. That was going to be a spectacular catch if he laid out, but we won't know because he didn't lay out.
Yeah, Morgan had a big first down conversion, running a dude over. That was huge. So offensive line, this is where, and again, from coaching, man, coaching is about hiding dudes. Good coaches find a way to win when you got your 3 and 4 guards in there. You got your 2 starting guards out, and we hang 30 on them, right? Whatever the hell it was. We're winning with backup guards. That's good coaching. That's good scheme. That's helping those guys. They weren't perfect, those 2 young guards, but the offensive line, we're helping them with a lot of other stuff. We're going to look at film, but to win with 2 backup guards, and those guys are going to continue to get better. They've hardly played, man. The 2 tackles are getting better. I like that Frazier's getting work. Any thoughts, and we'll move on to the defense,
The offensive line did a great job this week. They were moving the Nebraska guys, and they were creating some huge holes. Guanera on the right and a Phobie on the left. And I have a question written to myself here when we were chatting about this is, what do you do right now? What happens when El Hadi gets back? Norton was dressed and at Nebraska. But what do you do? Because the Phobie and Guanera have played pretty darn good. And I saw Guanera do some things that I hadn't seen the others be able to do. As a coach, you have to, what's best for the team, obviously. El Hadi is a 5th-year guy. You want him healthy and in there. But what do you do with a guy like Norton? He's a transfer. This is his last year. Guanera is a guy you're going to have around for a while. I think you have to bite the bullet on, hurt feelings and say, Guanera's earned it. He Wally pipped Norton, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's a good problem to have. You have 2 really good guards in El Hadi and Norton, and now you have 2 guys that came in and are doing pretty darn good. So good problem to have.
Yeah, damn good problem. Depth is always a good problem, and we don't see him in practice every day. Edge, right. Number 1, can rush the quarterback. He's got to play the run better. We'll look at film. And I said they're going to run the football. I'm going to see if he can play the run. And this. It's easy to take a big, fast, athletic kid and say, beat that dude and get the quarterback. Okay, you can do that the first day in practice. But to teach a guy to play run and all the reads, all the down blocks, the kick out, read the guard, read how the block, all the blocking schemes. Playing run is what takes time. He's going to have to learn it, but he's an athlete. He's a pass rush problem, and I like number 1. You got to get better playing the run. We'll look. Big Moore's playing good. I'm wondering what's going on with TJ Guy. I'm going to say this out there. I wonder if he's a possible guy thinking about redshirting, because I think he's got another year. If he does, I don't know. I'm just throwing it because he's not getting a lot of reps. He's a damn good player. Brandt and Nichols, we needed all 5 of them, man. They all played. We need all 5 of them. They're good. 95 is a stud. He had the play of the game on defense, in my opinion, Pierce. I'm big on him. I always said Pierce and Benny would be our best 2, and I still stand on it. And the other guys are good, too. Zero did some damn good things. Williams did some real good things in there. Payne has been solid. Big Eto worked in. I didn't see Beagle much. Anyway, we needed every one of them against
Beagle Beagle was out. He was on the out list.
We needed every one of those guys rushing this kid in front of 90,000, and there was some heat. We needed every one of them. So I'm liking those position groups.
Yeah, they did. You talk about why does my brain work like this? Give me one's name.
Barham. That's okay, dude. We're old, man.
We are old.
It eventually gets there.
I think Barham's advantage is that he played inside linebacker for a lot of years, so he knows how to take on blocks. So I'm not really that concerned about his run defense ability. He comes off that edge, and it happened on the second play of the game. He comes in, he beats the tackle, he kind of gets a little too much depth around Raiola, but he does not give up on the play. He comes back, fights around, and gets a shoestring tackle. I said it in my review on Sunday that whoever persuaded Jayshon Barham to switch to edge just made that guy a lot of money because he's going to get drafted. And the better he does this year, the higher he's going to get. And being in the first round is not out of the question. The other, a lot of substitutions, and even in critical downs, there was one play that I clipped on Sunday where the only starter out there was TJ Guy. And then the rest were all what you would consider the backups. And this is not some, throwaway down. This is a critical time of the game. That's a huge positive sign for the health of the defensive line and the depth. Loved it.
Good. Linebacker, Jimmy Rolder is really stepping up, getting better. His stepdad I played against. My brother played with him at Illinois.
Is that right?
Yeah. What the hell's his name? Kehoe. Good offensive lineman.
I remember that name.
Yeah, he played. We played against him in the 80 for the championship down there. They beat us. Frick. Don't get me going on that game. Anyway, Rolder's playing. I'm happy to see him improve. He's a tough kid. He's smart. The linebackers have been. They're just the three though, man. Hausman and Big 23. We're not seeing a fourth guy in there. We're not seeing now. They didn't put Bowles, right? We were trying to figure out who the hell's the fourth guy.
Yeah.
If they're going to keep Barham on the edge, who's the fourth? The DBs. I'm loving what I'm seeing because I see a lot of guys, a lot of depth. You got to have when people are running spread like this and running your receivers up the field all day long. There's a lot of running with your secondary. You have to have depth there, and there's a lot of good things and not too many mental mistakes while playing a lot of guys. But I'm really liking Rolder, and Sullivan had some big plays. Linebacker play is solid. I like to know who the fourth guy is.
Yeah. The linebackers, Rolder has played well, and in my opinion, Sullivan is nipping at his playing time, which is fine because Sullivan's a pretty damn athletic kid. He sniffed out that screen pass late in the game, the one where Hillman got the penalty on. But he sniffed that play out. You'll watch it on film, and he does not hesitate. He sniffs it out and drills the guy as soon as he catches the ball. He's a hitter. He's got a nose for the ball. He's athletic. He's already got 2 interceptions this year. Rolder, who has bided his time and has had to fight through some injuries, is finally getting his due. Tough kid, good hitter. So, and he can blitz as well. And Hausman is just Hausman. He is a steady Eddie guy and a leader. And the linebacking crew is healthy because both Hausman and Barham, if he does play any more inside linebacker, those guys are gone after this year. So Rolder and Sullivan are your guys, and they're getting a lot of playing time this year, and that's only good for next year as well. DBs, some of the things that we got caught in, and I mentioned it in my review and probably see it here today, is sometimes Wink wants to do a little too much when it's not necessary. I enjoy a disguised coverage. And I remember Lloyd used to talk about that all the time, and Moeller back in the day, how well, like some of these teams that we played, disguised coverage. And that's a perfect thing to use as a tool to help your defense. However, sometimes I think Wink gets a little too cute, and it happened on Nebraska's second touchdown. We've got everybody up at the line looking like it's a massive blitz and man-to-man on the outside receivers. When in fact, at the snap of the ball, it's going to turn into 3 deep. And I don't think we need to do that. It was 3rd and long, and we have an opportunity to put these guys in a hole. I don't think we need to get that cute. However, getting to the players individually, you got to give credit to the young guys who are getting in there. A lot of young guys played on Saturday. We had some injuries. Zeke Berry's still out, and then Jair Hill was out for a while too. So you got to get these other guys in there. But all in all, Rayola a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah. And
their receivers are good as well. But our DBs did a fine job. I think Wink dialed up enough coverage disguises and blitzes to keep them off balance. And with our line, it was a successful day.
Yeah. Dude, where we stand as a program after 4 games, I told this to Denny about 6 weeks ago. If we go Bryce Underwood, true freshman, and we're 3-1 after 4 games, and one of them wins is against Nebraska in a Big Ten game, I'll take it. So
Sure.
I like where we're at. We learned a lot as a team against Oklahoma. I think our coaches got back from that game. I said it last week, Denny. I think Chip and Sharon got together and said, look, man, we can't come out here and be a predictable football team on offense. When people line up against Michigan, we can do anything. We can run our quarterback. We can throw it on first down. We have got to be that kind of a team. And I think that's where we're at, what happened after week 1. But I like where we're at, 3-1, undefeated in the Big Ten. We go on the road in a tough place, 5-star quarterback, a lot of people back, year 3 for Rule, who always starts winning year 3. So I think offensively, we are going to be a go for the jugular team. We are going to throw on first down. We are going to throw bombs on first down. And we are going to do stuff. We're going to throw trick plays, even though we overthrew the one that Morgan overthrew. So I'm going to just say this, we might disagree on some things because I love Dan Campbell all the time, win or lose, whatever the hell he calls, because I understand how he thinks. Right. I play a lot of poker, okay? And the worst thing someone can say about you as a poker player is, Scar, I know how you play, okay? So where we are, I think offensively, I'm never going to question a team that is consistently inconsistent and unpredictable. I want us to be like that because we're not good enough to just line up and knock them off the ball. Okay, we have to, and then there's a fine line. Yeah, obviously there's a fine line, right, Dude? But I think that's where we are as a program, and that we are going to run our quarterback. We're going to throw on first down. We're going to have stuff to put defenses in conflict. And Wink is doing the same things he's done. What are your thoughts after 4 games?
After 4 games, you can see the improvement. You can see that guys are gelling a little bit more. We're still dealing with some injuries, and we got to find a wide receiver. But when you get to the meat and potatoes of it, the offensive line, the quarterback, and the running backs, we're in good shape, and they've gotten obviously better and better, even with 2 injured starting guards. Huge positive. We get these injured guys back and start developing a little bit better rapport between Bryce and the non-McCulley receivers. And, everything in the playbook is open. And you saw a lot of those things. And we tried downfield. We tried screen passes. We tried a quarterback designed run. And the more they do it, the more success they have. And this is a huge place to do it. Nebraska is not an easy place to play. Any road game, for that matter, for a young quarterback is going to be tough to play at. Still some things to iron out, which is fine. That's going to happen. Every game, you're going to have to iron some things out. But it's a huge road win. I like where they're at. The schedule is favorable for Michigan. We don't have Iowa. We don't have Indiana. Good Lord. So we don't play Penn State and we don't play Oregon. So that's a favorable schedule.
Yeah.
We get Washington at home. We got Ohio State at home. And the only, the big road game is at USC. So keep getting better, and a favorable schedule points to good things happening. Everybody's got it.
I have, looking at our opponents, I have USC on the road. I watched that Michigan State game. I watched it close, USC, Michigan State. USC on the road will be every bit as difficult as Ohio State at home, in my opinion. It will be every bit as difficult. That game is a championship game for us. We got to hope USC. We want these people there's certain people we want to win and lose now. We want USC to get beat against Illinois. We want Penn State to beat Oregon at home. right? We want all these guys to have a loss or two.
For sure.
So we're looking. Okay, USC. I'm just going to quickly go over some of the people we played. They're tough. I see them every bit as difficult as Ohio State. Michigan State. They will score points. Their quarterback is a hell of a player. The guy's a good coach. He doesn't have the athletes on defense. We got to score points against them. And Maryland has got a true freshman quarterback, and he went into Wisconsin and beat them. Wisconsin Luke didn't bring the right quarterbacks in. Luke did what we did last year. He don't have the right quarterback room. He's got his kid out. His starter's hurt. He's got some kid in there. They can't move the ball across the field. He plays defense, but Wisconsin is a game we should win. They can't score points. And then we got Northwestern. We play them playing at Wrigley Field. We're going to look at them again, but USC. And then we're going to see, and then we watched Ohio State, and they are what we thought they were. And we're going to look at that game against Washington. So we'll watch Washington, who's got a little freak quarterback who's damn good, and Jed's a good coach. So that's my quick rundown of the people we play. Any of your thoughts on some of those people?
Yeah, no, the Washington game, it's going to be interesting. Washington plays Ohio State this weekend in Washington. That'll be a game to keep your eye on. I really liked Jed. I liked him when he was here. I liked the way our offense looked when he operated. We had Jake Rudock at quarterback, and we did some things that I hadn't seen, and I really, really like his offense. Now he's got some guys out there, and I'll be interested to see. Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite, and just off the top of my head, and I don't gamble, but that seems like a game Washington can at least keep within 9.5 points. Our schedule, like I said, is favorable without all those teams on it. We get Washington at home. It's going to be a tough game at USC because it's a cross-country trip. It's just going to be difficult, and they're going to test our pass defense. Now, the good news is we got a great pass rush, so that'll help our defensive backs do their job. But that's going to be a test. I think we can move the ball on USC. I think we can bully them. And honestly, if we had our results like we had last week, where we rushed for almost 300 yards and only passed for 100 and still won on the road, I would take that every single day. I don't care if Bryce throws for 500 yards and we lose. If Bryce throws for 100 yards and we win and we got 300 yards of rushing, I will take it every day of the week. State's going to be, State's schedule probably not great for them. They have some things to work on. Their defense is a little bit suspect. Their line's a little bit suspect. They're not being able to rush the ball other than what Aiden Childs can manufacture. But he's a dangerous guy. And look, right at the end of the game, it looked like a blowout, and they didn't get this is good credit to Michigan State. They're getting killed by 3 touchdowns late in that game out at USC. It's 2 a.m. their local time, and they don't give up. And Childs throws a 75-yard touchdown. Okay, USC might have been sitting on their heels because they think they have the game, but Michigan State didn't quit. And when they play us at Spartan Stadium, everybody there hates us. Everybody there hates us, and you will get the best game that they've ever played this year when they face Michigan. And anything can happen in those kind of rivalry games. It always scares me what can go on at Spartan Stadium and against Michigan State. But Maryland is surprisingly 4-0, but they've been 4-0 to start a season before, and then they just kind of cave. So our schedule is good, especially we're breaking in a new quarterback, and really the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
because there's nobody on the schedule that we can't beat.
That's right. Absolutely.
But there's plenty of teams on there that can beat us if we're not on our game.
That's right. Have great game plans, play hard, prepare right. It's so much is on coaching. Wrapping up Nebraska, we had better players. We had better players than them. He has not recruited like us. We've done a better job with players. We had good red zone defense early in the game. It was huge. 2 big stops here. They missed a field goal. So we got the bye week. As a coach, what do you prepare for? Do you put a little You want to put a little SC in, you put a little Michigan State in, you work on some Buckeye stuff. Those are things players won't always know what the hell they're working on. You don't tell your players some of that stuff, but you just, you can get an extra day on USC, something they do that's unique, or something Michigan State does that's unique. If you can get an extra day on it, you do it now. That's something I would be thinking about as a coach. If I'm Wink, I want to see some stuff that I ain't going to see. What does Michigan State run that I don't know, that I don't see from anybody else? Or what does USC run that I won't see from anybody else? So I have an extra day to see that stuff. What are your thoughts on the bye week?
Bye weeks are improvement weeks. So improve by getting the guys that are hurt, get them healthy. I would have my receivers standing about 10 yards away from the jugs machine. I'd put that jugs machine on 11 and tell those guys, catch these damn balls. All right, because Bryce throws a hard ball, and we're dropping some passes that are in our hands because it's a little spicy. Go practice catching spicy balls. You are a receiver to receive. Catch the ball. They'll work on some things, but you can't overlook anybody. Wisconsin is a wounded dog right now, and I think Fickle's fighting for his job. And I mean, if he comes into Wisconsin to Ann Arbor and they get blown out, man, they've already been some coaches that have been fired after 3 weeks, and it's just not really going the way they thought with Fickle. And I think he gets blown out in Ann Arbor, he's at risk of maybe not being the coach following week.
You got to get that quarterback room right, man. We got to get it right. You ready to get on this film, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's try to make this transition here. Let's see here. I got to come down here and come over here and come up here and tell me we got something good.
There we go.
All right, man. Let's take a look. We're going to go through some stuff. First play of the game. I said it I said it the other day. I said if I'm Nebraska, I'm running at number 1 right away. I want to know if this guy can play the run. I want to know if he can play the run. I know he can rush. So you can see he goes inside of this block. He's got to stay outside of this tackle. Stay outside. Linebackers got this gap. You got out here. So
see where his head's at. His head's got to be on.
I saw the very first play. I knew right away they're going to run at him. And he peeks inside. You got to, and this is stuff you can't take that chance. That should have been a 3-yard game. So that's on him. And, they're going to keep testing him. And then they test him early. All right, here we go. Go ahead.
Here's a play. You watch this pass play, and we talked about, see how far they are past the quarterback? They're too deep. Now you've created 2 huge seams for this guy to escape out of. Now, getting some rush up the middle, he's scrambling around. This is a hell of a play, heads-up play by the guy, that receiver that caught the ball, that tight end. He was in blocking, and he sees that Raiola's in trouble. So he slips out, and credit to Raiola, he finds him for a big gain.
Yeah, look, Raiola ain't no stiff, man. So he's a good player. We beat a damn good team with a damn good quarterback in front of 90,000. So here comes number 1 again. Again, we got to get better playing run, man. 1st and 10. This is his first drive. A little too much over penetration. And we coach this, stay on the line of scrimmage. If he's got to meet these big fat dudes here. Help this linebacker out. Help all this stuff out in here. He's over penetrating, and he's creating a seam in there.
Yeah, getting too far upfield creates that seam, and you got to be, you learn with experience to recognize, are these run blocks or are these pass blocks?
Now, there's some upside. Look, there's upside to having a guy that doesn't play by the rules at this position. I've seen, I had guys that, he'll run around blocks. He might make a play running around the block over here, coming underneath. That's not how you teach it, but I've seen the effectiveness of it. So anyway, we'll see how he develops playing run.
Yeah.
We know
this first drive was a really well scripted drive from Nebraska. I didn't think anything of it when they, drove down the field. I'm like, well, you know what? It's the opening drive. They're running some misdirection here and there, and they're going to pull out all the tricks and try and catch us. And I wasn't at all disappointed in that first drive because I knew it was the scripted drive.
Yeah.
This is where the rubber meets the road, and this is where we stepped up.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the greatest single defensive football play in this game. It's 4th and 2, and they're taking it right down, and we got hurt feelings, and we're sucking air, and 90,000, and we're on the road, and 95, baby, 95. This is a great job by TJ Guy stuffing his guy. We get good punch in here because 95 Pierce can't make this play if these other dudes don't do a decent job. But he swims this guy. He
Beautiful swim move.
Yeah, to recognize it that fast and make that play, this is Mason Graham type stuff. This is a great job by Pierce, great job by Espo. He's coming across and he swims, but you got to have, in order to make this play, you can't just have one guy. You got to have, damn it. Let me slow this down. Okay. You got to have, this dude has to punch and not get knocked off the ball. This dude has to punch and not get knocked off the ball. Otherwise, there's a seam there so that Pierce can make this play. Huge play on the road. Get him stopped. Let's go. So we're fired up.
If everybody does their job, it'll work. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Now, this is, this is Bryce making something happen. We don't get it blocked. We don't do it. This is young center and guard. We don't pick up this little twist. This is not brain. This is something we see, and we don't get it done. Center and left guard. So this is just communication. This is just reps. But Bryce, hey, look how he avoids it. Almost makes the damn first down. That's athleticism. That's a guy that can help your offensive line. Almost makes the first down. Just secure the damn ball. This is we're punting the football, and we're on punt team. I coach the hell out of this, but I used to talk about being a shortstop right now. You're coming, you're covering, you're kind of, where's the ball? Where's the guy? Try to get in front of the ball so you don't get this bad hop. Look here, ball hits, and now we lose an extra 10 yards of field position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a bad bounce. How often do you see a bounce like that?
Yeah, that high we can't do nothing about. You're right.
Bad break, and they get good field position, but you know what? Defense stands tall again.
Yeah, now, I don't like how Wink has us aligned here. Now we saw this formation, so I don't like if this is what he believes here. I don't believe in this. What we got a 1 technique inside the guard center. We got a 3 technique here, and now we got a guy playing outside the tight end wing. So there's a C gap and there's a D gap that this linebacker is responsible for. So there's 2 gaps. I don't like to have that.
That's a Don Brown special right there.
Yeah. What I did and what Coach Mo used to have us do in this type of a situation is I would be in a 3-point stance playing into this tight end or into the inside thigh board of this guy and blowing this thing up, trying to make a pile here. So this linebacker is only a C-gap player. I don't like the adjustment by Wink. They could have ripped us all day out of this formation. They pick up the first down, but they pick it up too damn easy on short yardage. So I put that on Wink, and I don't like it. So whatever.
We got good penetration from the line. We actually did not let Nebraska. You had mentioned earlier that Nebraska's a damn good team, and they're a good team, but they are not that good on the defensive line. They're awful small, and you saw already the twists early in the game. Well, the reason they're running those twists is because they know their guys can't stand toe-to-toe with our offensive linemen or any lineman in the Big Ten, because Nebraska has one guy that might be 295 and the rest of them are quite a bit smaller. They have to play some games.
Yeah, I was surprised. I just think, Matt Rule, he's got to get better players. He's a good coach. This is why you pay edge players right here, man. We got 2 dudes that can rush here, man. 3rd and 7, and we get great push up the middle this time now, opposed to the last play you talked about.
Yeah, good get off, and they just caved the pocket. And then, just like I was saying,
we got everything, man.
Yeah, just like I was saying about Nebraska's defensive line, their offensive line needs work. And they got that kid from Notre Dame, Rocco Spindler, who's from right up the road from me here in Clarkston. They did not have a good game.
Look at that, dude. They drove the ball up and down on us. And what do they got to show for it? Nothing, man.
They got that ball inside the 40-yard line because of that bad bounce on the punt and couldn't do anything.
You know what I like here, dude? I like here we go. We go 2nd and 7. I'm always looking at things from a defensive perspective when we're on offense. If we got 2nd and 7. I see stances that are flat backs. We can run the football here. We can throw the football here. These guys don't know if it's run or pass. They got to honor run. They're thinking run over here. We got a tight end 17 here. We got 42 here. So I like that they can't read stances, that we don't know down or distance. What the hell is Michigan running? This is what I like. This is what I like about where we are as a program offensively. This dude can run it. We're in the pistol, and let's run the play.
That's a good point that you just made about the flat backs and how the line looks and what they can do, because it does keep Nebraska on their toes. It looks like they're going to run a power play to me. I better be ready for a run. And then he just fakes the handoff and rolls out. And he's got 3 layers here of receiver. And he finds the guy that gets us the first down. Beautiful play.
Yeah, dude, I talked to my boy Jerry, and he's former offensive lineman. They offensive line, you got to help your offensive line. This helps your offensive line run the damn football. This right here helps, because these dudes, they don't know whether to blankety blank or blankety blank. You know what that means, right, dude? They don't know. They got to be honest. They got to be honest football players. Is it a run? Is it a pass? Is this dude keeping it? So they got problems, and that's what I want to see. So this is good stuff. 2nd and 7, run pass. We don't know. Good job, Chip. Good job, Sharon. We learned a lesson at Oklahoma. Let's take a look at this play. Talk to us, dude.
Just run that back. I just try to appreciate how accurate this pass is under the circumstances. He has no time to look. Don't run it yet. He just has to take the snap, doesn't look for the laces on the ball. He just has to take the snap, turn, and fire this thing into the smallest window of a moving target. And this thing is dead nuts bullseye, leads him. This leads Morgan, so he doesn't have to hesitate to get this first down. That is such an impressive pass.
And they truly coach it like that. They don't have time to grab the laces, man.
They don't.
What about here?
You're right.
What about here, dude?
So this is a great individual effort by McCulley. I don't know why he had to come so far back for the ball, because it's man-on-man coverage, and maybe it just came out. Maybe Bryce went too far back. I don't know. I can't answer this. Maybe it was that hop step. Watch when he takes the ball. This isn't a quick one step or two. He kind of hops a little bit. That might have thrown off the timing. But at any rate, you need to help your quarterback, especially when he's a freshman. And McCulley does just an amazing job. 1, comes back to the ball and catches it. 2, breaks.
What about this dude right here, dude? What about this dude? This is why I like our running backs. Look at this. We got great. He'll stick his freaking nose in there, man. Anyway, good job.
Great individual effort.
Put your shoulder down.
All of that helps your quarterback, and it's what all the receivers need to do. And if they keep doing that and getting better, it's going to be fantastic. You can let this play run to the second where they kind of replay it over and over on slow motion. This is a close play. This is a beautiful ball. Good protection. He gets it off. It's right in the right spot. You got to lay out for it, man. Lay out. This ball is thrown perfectly. It's right there. Lay out. You got to do everything you can to help your team and help your quarterback. And right there. Oh, maybe if you laid out, you catch it. Maybe you don't, but at least you did everything in your power to try and help the team out.
We got this guy back. Biff, the psychologist, talked to him. His mind is right. The Buckeye guy, his head was in his butt last year. You got to have your kicker's mind right, dude. I coach kickers, man. You got to talk to them differently than a freaking linebacker.
Well, at the powerhouse that used to be Dearborn St. Alphonsus, where I played defensive tackle, defensive end, tight end, tackle, guard, center.
Did you drive the bus? Did you drive the bus too?
I also did the kicking and the punting. So yeah, you got to get your head right.
Okay, good. Well, anyway, he was squared away, man.
Yeah. So watch this play. So this is Wink doing Wink. This, if you go back to the beginning, they duped Raiola into thinking that this is man-to-man coverage. Pause it right there, and you can see everybody. This is off man. The corners have the outside guys, and then at the snap of the ball, they switch it. Now it's come to a cover two or a zone coverage, and man, Jair Hill does a great job of jumping this route. And you'll watch it on the replay here as they showed on TV. He hops that route, and unfortunately, he didn't get it because it would have been a pick six. But headsy play and athletic play by Cole Sullivan getting hand on it and reeling it in.
Here's where the weakness is, and Raiola doesn't see it. They got the
Raiola thought that he had man coverage and the out route was going to be the open route, and that's why he chose that so quickly.
Yeah. Well, that's coaching, man. That's coaches putting the kids in the right position and players executing. You got to have them both. Give both guys credit there. Wink has his flaws. He's had some mistakes, but this is now. I'm thinking like a defensive coach and player. As a defensive coach, I do not want to see this football play. No one in the Big Ten wants to see this. This is Lamar stuff. This is headaches. This is 1st and 10. This is like empty with this dude. Empty formation with this dude. Are you kidding me? I don't want to see that. Okay, and our right guard gets a nice block. The kid slants inside. Let's point out Granera, right?
Yep.
And we are off and running. They couldn't be in a worse defense for them. You know, they're in man. They got nothing in the middle. But this right here, okay, dude, what this does to defensive coaches is it forces you to defend a certain kind of way and dedicate maybe more defense in here versus run. Do things with your line. It forces a lot of problems that you have to dedicate to take away from defending these dudes. You got it? So that's the part that people have to understand, that this play is in. Defensive coaches don't want to see it. And there we go. We got a 5-star.
I like to look at the beginning of this play and just appreciate the little nuances that makes this play successful. Obviously, the formation, right? And then the down and distance, it's first down, typically a rundown for us, but we have in a pass formation. And then watch the running back goes with motion. So he takes that linebacker with him. Now watch the other guy right there. We run an out route on the left. And because it's man-to-man coverage, it takes that defender with him and puts his back to the center of the field. This is so well designed on every level, and it worked out perfectly that they were in man coverage, and there was just all the – see, watch it. Out route here on the 30.
The thing, dude, I'm saying what I'm saying then is what this forces defenses to do is to possibly play more zone defense. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
and it helps you as a coach now. What is this guy going to be forced to do with a team that can do this with this type of – see, we ran this with McNamara in the Big Ten championship game against Purdue or Iowa. Remember years ago?
Yeah. And we're going to run this play. If you watch the whole action here of what the running back did, he didn't just go straight down the line on his motion. He got depth. Well, guess what that play turned into? A double pass.
Yeah, that's
right. Later in the game where Morgan throws it to McCulley.
Yeah, everything is about conflict, setting up the next play. We got a 5-1 look. It's 3rd and 8. This is why you got to have depth. This is why you got to have bodies. Rushing the quarterback, man. You rush the quarterback is hard. And this is one of the things that when you have a guy like Barham, and the scouting report is going to tell these big dudes, well, where's number 1? They're going to know where the hell number 1 is. You know, they're going to know about him. But guess what now? He's played backer, and this is what Wink does. I mean, we'll drop anybody, and now he drops them. And we bring
we do a lot of that. for sure.
But what it does is, the offense, they're thinking about number one a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's why this stuff is good. Anyway, great pass rush, good contain, up the middle, good scheme. 3rd and 3, I got a question mark for Bryce. What the hell did he do here? Oh, we fumbled the football.
Yeah.
This is like the stuff that killed us. This killed us against Washington. Remember, it killed us against Illinois. This kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong. Take the damn sack. We got to run up. Secure it.
Well,
I mean, he's going to
at some point, too, you got to tip your hat to the defender. I mean, Bryce had that ball tucked in his right arm.
Made a good
almost
play.
going down, and the defender rips the ball out.
Yeah, that's coaching, man. That's coaching by them. And Bryce is you got to secure it, man. But we got a defense. We got a punter. Don't worry about it. Secure the ball. Yeah, shove a little tight here.
Yeah, just got to keep that left arm from being so aggressive. I mean,
Manga made this play. He made this play last week. Same thing, man. Right shoulder. Man, we lose him. Wink calls the right. This is, he calls the right stuff. Wink has got us in the right stuff. You got to be, you got to know right now. Okay, you got to know you got to know the athletic ability of this dude.
Yeah.
And how big is he? All those things got to be going through this kid's head. How big is this kid? How strong is he? How do I got to tackle him? I mean, break down. Don't worry about not knocking it down, jumping in the air. And you got to. Dude, I used to rep this with my players, and Mylan, our coach, used to rep it too live at times. You got to bring a body down there. You got to bring a body, an athletic kid, for your rush guys to understand how to contain a quarterback. You can't.
Well, my opinion on it, and this is strictly an opinion, but if you watch how Hillman tackles, it looks like we're looking for some kill shots.
Yeah,
when
you can't
all
do
we
that,
need to do, all we got to do is get the guy down. You're a better athlete. You're a much better athlete than Raiola. Okay. Like you said, you got to break down. I understand they got to get to him quick. They don't want to give him time, but man, getting him down is more important than you trying to get a kill shot.
I know, and that's the thing you have to teach guys. I learned that the hard way, man. Of course. Anyway, I think that Benny, who is the QB? I just got, he's not our guy. He's not the kid from Oklahoma, and this is 3rd and 3. We got a 5-man front. Yeah, we got just 5 men up here at the line. We got these guys could be coming. So anyway, I think Benny, and we end up rushing 3. I think we rushed 3. Yeah, we rushed 3. Yeah,
because you dropped. Yeah, but if you watch the beginning of the ball, it looks like there's 5 lined up there. Then at the ball snap, it looks like 4, but then the guy on the right end, I can't see the number, drops off. Well designed.
Yeah, dude. This is the thing about Wink with conflict. I mean, he could bring this guy. We've done that. We brought 100%. These guys. We've done all of this. Anyway, we end up rushing 3. And the point I want to make here, though, is he takes an inside go on this kid. Benny takes an inside go. Is he doing that if the Oklahoma kid is back here? Oh. I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about how fast is this kid. But Benny punches inside. He goes inside of this kid because he doesn't fear his speed so much, I think. Those are the things you're thinking about. But we 3-man rush, we get a sack. That's great.
A 3-man rush and a sack you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah. So then we get him stopped. So that's
Miss it.
Yeah, we'll look at this play. Well, this is again, this is just good stuff. This is a play again. What is the defense thinking right here? What are these guys thinking when he puts that ball in the gut? They're slower. They're slower to get there because they got to honor all this. They got to honor quarterback keep. Anyway, this is a nice little run. Oh,
we've tried running outside zone before in the last few years, and they scrapped it almost immediately. And I don't know what Chip Lindsey did, but man, he has got these guys blocking the outside zone really well. And the running backs know, hey, look, it's going to this side of the field. I'm going to look inside my tackle's butt between the guard and tackle. Nothing there. How about the back cut? No, there's nothing on the backside to cut to. Now I got to get around the edge. And this is what that Haynes does. And credit to at the top of the line there. I can't see who is
Link.
sealing
Look at that block
lane.
by Link, man. Look what he does to this kid.
Link with who was that?
That's Link.
No, I'm talking about the receiver that did a good job.
Oh, yeah, the receiver too. But I like Link's block. Yeah, we don't get our guard out there. I don't want to run that. Our guard's got to get out there quicker there. Let's try to move along. Oh, this is the touchdown. Let's run this back.
This is not on. I mean, it is a little bit, but if you watch right at the lineup. So we've got everybody on the line. It's 3rd and 8. We are going to blitz them. And we even have our safety 6, Brandon Hillman, right there. We got the 2 outside guys are going man to man. They're playing a little off man because it's 3rd and 8. So they get some space. But what this turns into is 3 deep. Well, if it's going to be 3 deep and you're that safety that's lingering around the box, you have got to turn and get your ass back to the deep middle third, which is your responsibility. You can't backpedal, and you sure as hell can't run into the referee. Unfortunately, that's what happened. This is something that Wink, I think, did that we didn't need to do. It's 3rd and 8, man. Let's just play our defense. We're good enough, and they're not good enough. Our line's going to crush their line. And we just had a 3-man sack. So let's go, man.
Yeah.
This is the stuff just trying to be a little too cute.
Yeah, this is the stuff right here. I think why John Harbaugh fired him. You know, too aggressive, too much stuff. They had a falling out. I'll take them in Ann Arbor, but there's a downside. There is a downside, and the players got to get the hell out of there. They're gonna. You're right, dude. So
yeah, you watch Hillman; he's right there on the edge. Now he's back.
You got to get your butt here. You can only disguise so much. Get out of there and know where the hell you got to feel. Yeah,
backpedal, man. You can't backpedal. You have to hustle your ass off.
Anyway, so now it's 10 up, and we get them again. It gets back to. You know, they're in a jacked up defense. We block it. Conflict again. Conflict. The M offense. 1st and 10, dude. 1st and 10. Are we running? Are we throwing? Is Bryce keeping it? These guys are in conflict. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff in their head. The head of a defensive football player. Okay?
Watch center. Bang. Bang.
Yeah. We get the better view here in a second. We outrun this kid, and that's a great job. The Nebraska defensive scheme is garbage, in my opinion.
Well, because they don't have big horses in the middle.
Let me show you what they're doing, though, dude. It makes total
sense. Watch the guy over the guard, the guy playing the 2-tech over our left guard. They're going to do he's going to twist right at the wrong time because now we got Crippen and Afobe and Link just blasting that. Then Crippen comes off and gets that middle linebacker. And all Haynes has to do is beat this really poor effort at a tackle by the safety. This is terrible.
Yeah, but dude, look, take it from the beginning. I mean, you end up with your linebacker here. How'd you like to play line? Look at this stupid stunt, which I think is a mental breakdown. I think there's a breakdown here. Okay, you end up with 2 dudes over here and 2 dudes over here. Okay, and this linebacker has to defend like 3 gaps by himself.
Well, the guy over Link is supposed to loop. The guy over Link is supposed to loop in. The guy over Phobia is going to hit into Link's right thigh pad, which would free up the guy and he doesn't get there because
poor execution by them, poor coaching, and we block it. But I'm not ever asking. That's terrible to leave this kid by himself. We block it. It's a poor scheme by them, and then they got a kid here. And we make it. This is what I want from my running back. This is what I want. Make him miss. So we beat them on all counts there. They were poorly coached. We picked up their poorly coached stunt, and then we make their guy miss. So it was players, coaches. Great catch there. Yeah, this is the decent little drive here at the end. Discouraging. 7 up. We got 7 up, 1st and 10. We run a little stunt here. Rolders we do a good job with our blitz and backers, coaching those guys up.
That's a hell of a design blitz that we put on there, man. Got all kinds of stuff going on the line, and then you have Rolder coming from his spot. That was a hell of a design on a blitz.
Yeah,
that'll keep your head blunt, your quarterback.
You know, dude, what I'm seeing though, the linebackers take a pounding. You got to get a 4th linebacker ready. So anyway, this is crucial right here, Biff. This is Biff. What are you going to do here, Coach? 3rd and 16. What do you do now, Biff? 3rd and 16. Ball's where it is. What do you do, Coach?
Well, if you watch this whole sequence, I contend that Nebraska duped everybody into thinking that they were going to just let the clock run out. And as a matter of fact, on the TV copy of it, right, you got guys from Michigan walking towards their huddle or locker room, and some of the Nebraska guys walking at theirs. You got to give credit to Rule. He duped us, and our guys fell for it.
Yeah, possibly good point. Anyway, I don't like this. Where were you when Colorado beat us? You watched that game with.
Yeah, I was there.
Anyway, it's 4th and 11. Okay, couple things. You got all this field out here. So if I'm containing here, I better know there's a hell of a lot of field out here. I better know this kid's a right-handed quarterback. This kind of situation, I better know he's a right-handed quarterback. I better know there's a lot of field out here. So Wink has this guy responsible for contain. Okay, if I'm coaching this defense, I don't have no defensive linemen in the game. I got 4 edge guys. I got more. I'm going to have 8. I'm going to have 0. I'm going to have 9, 33, and 4. Those guys are going to be in the game. I'm not having no big defensive linemen in the game. That's me. So we lose contain here. This is the worst part about what we did here. We got nobody containing the football. We got a tackle responsible for contain. So look at this right here. That's a schematic mistake, in my opinion.
Well, we're running guy 50 yards to the goal line. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we putting guy in coverage?
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. I don't understand it. So I have a problem with a tackle having to contain, and then we got a bunch of dudes there, and we got guys that aren't used to that stuff. You're right. TJ Guy hasn't done it. And then the thing I used to do, and I don't know if we did it at Michigan. I think Coach Mo may have but I did this as a coach. I took a kid like McCullough in this situation. I might take out, if I'm going to take guys out of the game, I'm taking out 5'8" Shug. And I'm going to put 6'5" McCullough in the game. I did that as a coach in my end of the game type stuff.
Yeah, I've done the same. Put my tallest receiver out there, but then he doesn't know what he's doing because
I know you're right. There's a downside because I did have that kid, but it did pay off for me one time. You have that kid that's not used to it, but if you rep it and just say, I'll jump that kid. So anyway, that was a coaching mistake. I like this by Chip to start the half. This is good stuff. 1st and 10, and we've got McCullough in the game here, and we run him all the way across to start the half. It's a heavy run formation, and we come out throwing. What I think people are going to start seeing from Chip do if I'm defending Michigan is heavy pass from run formations. You know what I mean? It's almost becoming a tendency. So we've got to be able to run the damn gap scheme, down block, kick out stuff, with our tight end.
There is a lot of things for the opposing coaches. If you go back and watch the game, I'm talking to people that are watching this thing, don't just watch the ball. Watch the edges. Watch the action on the edges. Watch the action away from the ball. Watch what a defensive coordinator has to look at and defend.
That's
and
right.
He's got to convince his players, you cannot abandon this because they're watching upstairs. And if they run this fake over to the left here and you don't honor it, they're going to run it to that play again and you're going to fall asleep. It's so much to do, man. These guys who coordinate at the college level and the pros, they are smart guys because there's so much stuff you got to watch.
Okay, I got to give love to 39. I believe that's Max Rees, the DB. God, we got two 39s, man. That sucks. Or Joe Taylor.
No, it's Joe Taylor.
Is it? That's why Bo never wanted to retire any damn numbers. You remember him, dude?
Yeah.
I ain't retiring no damn numbers. I got guys wearing two. I got two guys wearing the same number.
That's right, baby. Me and Big Kraus, number 51.
Yeah, that's right. It's BS, man. Anyway, so you think that's Joe Taylor, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a hell of a play, man. Good. We're rolling. 1st and 10. What's Chip doing? 1st and 10. We got stuff. They got to honor this. What the hell are we doing there? That could be a fake to him. They got to honor that. What else? Now we're rolling them out. Okay, more stuff. We got problems, man. We're throwing on 1st down. That helps your run game. Good job. What do we got here? Nice catch. He's out. Good.
You know, if you let that play roll, I don't understand this. So, the initial call, if you let this run, I don't know if they show it in this, that ref comes in and says that's a completion. So right now you have a call on the field is a completion. But between that time and the time that they review it, somebody had convinced them, no, he's out of bounds. Bummer, because I think if that call had been called a completion and then reviewed, it would have held up and stayed a completion.
That's why this is a 5-star kid. Let's see what he does here. 3rd and 14. Gets outside the pocket. Oh, he got to make that throw. I just like the fact that they have to honor it and he can run, dude. That's what I like because I know what kind of pain it puts as an edge player, you know? So he's got to
complete that. I thought he should have kept that and run, but
yeah.
Anyway, that's easy for me to say.
What do you think about this linebacker here, dude?
Boom.
Yeah, that looks like that's number 15, right?
Yeah, that's Hausman.
That looks like 51 from back in the day from Michigan, guy by the name of Duerr.
You know, during the game, his jersey was all scrunched up, and I kept seeing this number 16 making plays. I'm like, who the hell is 16? See?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man, this is...
Got away with one there. A little bit.
Okay, this is a nice job by 3 dudes. Great job blocking this thing, 2nd and 2. But what the hell does Michigan do on 2nd and 2? What are these guys thinking? That's why these guys right here are thinking something different against Michigan than when they were defending us last year. Okay, so your mind is different pre-snap. Your whole mind is different. Chip will throw it. So we block this thing, man. We block this thing.
I'm telling you, Greg Crippen is becoming a pretty darn good center. He knows his game. Look at how he helps get that tackle on the other side of Guineara's head so Guineara can take that over.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and climbs up to the linebacker. And then watch, he keeps blocking the linebacker and ultimately blocks a 3rd guy. Watch this, number 1 coming, and boom. Crippen's blocking that linebacker into the backside safety.
Yeah.
What a great play.
That's great. Yeah, dude, when I was coaching, I'd have to call the paper, you know, and well, who scored? I said, well, I'm going to talk about my center. And the newspaper guy, they don't want to hear about the damn center. So I would just lie and tell the dude that, yeah, my running back Greg Crippen scored 2 touchdowns.
100%, man. He's doing.
They don't even know that he's a damn center because they don't care. They don't care about the offensive lineman. Momentum. What do we got? Momentum in the game. This is a great play by 23. Read and screen.
Dude, he watches that. He sniffs it out right away.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect defense for us. I said we're in man coverage, so this is tough against. You know, it's tougher to play screen against zone. You know that.
And it's tough because watch like they get their backs to the ball because they got to run with their guy.
Yeah.
If Sullivan doesn't get that guy down, you got a little bit of a problem.
Yeah. Now, this is another job. I mean, he just again they're.
That's the play I was thinking about. That's the play he made, and then that play doesn't count because we had boneheaded play.
Okay, I got to beat this next situation up because there's a lot going on here. So we got all the momentum in the world. Okay, so they're going to beat up you and me, dude, for being old, out-of-touch dudes, right? We're old boomers, and that we think we should celebrate after plays, this, that. Okay, I'll take it. But this guy here, he ain't on TikTok. Okay, so he ain't on TikTok, and he don't know or care about how kids are supposed to celebrate. He's got instructions, and he enforces things. And this is what I'm going to say about this guy. And I've had this happen as a coach. I bet you 1 out of 50 refs may call the penalty that we had in this game. I had games. I had a guy call something on me in a high school game, a huge game, a regional final game that I saw it once in 25 years. So this dude is maybe that 1 out of 50. But as a coach, you got to prepare for this guy. You got to prepare your players for this dude. Okay. So that's on our leadership. Our leadership has to prepare for our kids for this guy. And it might not come all the time because I've seen our kids do this stuff. I've seen our players do it even before this play happened. Do they do this? I don't know what the hell it even means.
Well, they were making that like a completion signal, like the pass was completed. They were doing it all game. They didn't get called for it, but this is beyond that. This is going over to standing on the number.
I got you. So you can do it if you point to your sideline. You can't do it if you're near their sideline. You
can't do it when you're going to their sideline directly to the opposing team and showing them this signal. Listen, man, the player that made a great play that kept Nebraska from converting a first down is way over there on our right, his left. Get your ass over there and congratulate that guy instead of thinking that this signal that you're doing, this taunting, is more important. I'm sorry that people think I'm old. This hurt your team.
That's right.
So I'm right and you're wrong. If you think this is okay, you're wrong. Because
as a coach, though, I'm never blaming this 20-year-old kid. I ain't blaming this kid. I'm not blaming him. That's what maybe you and I differ. I point to all this stuff as you get. This is a Brady Hoke line that I got from him working with Brady for many years. You get what is emphasized, what's allowed, what's accepted. Now we've been doing this garbage for a couple weeks, okay, and it's been accepted, okay, by the coaching staff. So if because they did it last week, Shug did it last week, and it's allowed, it's accepted. So what I would tell my team if I got this penalty, and what I would tell them Sunday, guys, we lift, we run, we hit, we work, we practice, we grind, and this is an unforced gift. We've done all this work, man, and Sharon, you got to handle this stuff. You got to end all this celebration because we gave them we let them off the hook, man. And let me Sharon Moore. I'm a believer in Sharon Moore. He's doing a great job with our kids off the field, dude. How many times we hear about our guys doing dumb stuff off the field? It ain't happening, right?
Right. No, you're right about that. And I'm not saying that I'm ripping his. I would have pulled him out of the game for a play, and I would have had a conversation with him. He realizes he made a mistake. You could see later on that he, but still, like you said, we have been getting away with that crap and doing this, these gestures and standing over guys after the hit. We don't need that. Get back to the huddle. Congratulate the guys that make good plays, and let's move on as a team. Yeah,
but again, coaches have to reinforce it. If it's not reinforced, it's just going to continue to happen. 2nd and 7. Good job by Moore here at the top. Good stop here. Straight beating them. Great job.
That's a hell of a play, man.
Zero did some good things. Williams did some good things, and I don't have it on film, but that kid, he made some plays.
Yeah, and so did Damon.
Payne. They're productive guys. and we need all of them, and we needed all of them out there. This guy makes a mistake, man. Their kid makes a mistake, and we get away with it. We got about 9 more plays. Okay, so third and 4. What are they defending? I like that they have to defend rollout stuff. I like that this guy has a lot of stuff to worry about. This is going to soften up his ability to play run. We're rolling Bryce out. Let's use his athletic ability. Let's get outside the defense. We don't complete the pass, but I like that stuff is in. 1st and 10. Good tackle by Barham. Let's take a look at this again.
Derek Moore they're going to run a twist, and it's the beauty of this stuff.
Yeah, we're doing some things with our backers. We're pump faking with backers. We're showing 6 up. 2 backers are looking like they're going to come, and we're doing things to create conflict. We drop Barham here again, and that's one of the advantages again. You played linebacker. If you're playing on the edge and now you got to drop into a curl or do linebacker drops, you've been doing it forever,
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Oh, this is more stuff of getting these guys away from the defense, put them in conflict. So we're just running we're just running the football on 1st and 10, and this is helping our offensive line because they got to honor Bryce and re-rip him in there.
That was a great cut by Haynes. He puts his foot in the ground. This is the beauty of the outside zone there.
Let's see how we're blocking this thing. We're blocking down, caving it in. We get kind of bunched up over here. This guy gets penetration and jacks it up a little bit, but we still find a way.
Yeah. Defensive line got some penetration, but the vision of Haynes and his athletic ability turns that into something good.
Yeah, here's 3rd and 5. Rolling out.
Man, these receivers in plays like this and what McCulley did earlier, helping your quarterback out. This is a 3rd and 5. This is a critical 3rd and 5. We've got to convert this. And they have it sniffed out. And it doesn't, thank God we have a client out there just pancaking dudes. But Morgan breaking a tackle and getting the 1st down. That's a great individual. Helps the team, helps the quarterback. And again,
that's a nice, great individual run here. Good.
And a smart run, smart play. He knows the situation.
Yeah, we got the screen game in. The screen's always a pain. I hated defending screens, any and all screens. 3rd and 10. We do something. 55 does something. I like Chip. What did he do here? What did we do? Oh, 55 gets this kid reach. Ophibi. Again, Afobe. Again, defense honoring Bryce. This kid's slow to get to the game. Ophibi gets his guy reached. We're off and running, man. This is scheme. This is conflict. This is execution. We get our left tackle blocking dudes. We get our left guard reaching a guy.
Yeah, and I honestly think that I really think that Nebraska – I think that defensive line was pretty tired of getting their butt kicked. They looked like they just stayed on their block and didn't get off, and they were worn out.
So here's to win the football game. It's 2nd and 11, and we're running quarterback ISO. You can't be afraid, man. Oklahoma did it against us. I got 55 again, blocking dudes, picking it up. They run a little stunt. And we're running quarterback ISO. Okay, this play can hit anywhere. So it's designed, it's probably designed to hit right in here.
Yep.
But it ends up, Bryce has to read it. The back goes over there. Anyway, it's red. Our line, our backs, Bryce reads it, picks it up. Huge 1st down. Quarterback ISO is in. Make him defend it. You want to break? I mean, this play, we got to be better with blocking who we block.
People are out there saying this is up. So that's not his guy. All right. Lincoln's looking up as soon as he comes. He gets bumped off of his track a little bit, right? And he's going to look, and the nearest defender is okay, on the outside. And that's who he sees. Frankly, all of that is nothing. If Bryce follows Haynes' butt and races to the pylon, he's in. He should not have. I don't know why he's looking inside. He should have looked outside.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that went wrong, but this is a touchdown if Bryce just turns on the jets and heads for the pylon.
You know how I coach this, and I maybe I disagree a little bit. Okay, right now, he is his rule is kick the comer, hook the hanger. Okay, so what is this guy doing? This guy's getting upfield, so he's got to kick him out. He should have eyes inside here too, though, dude. Link should have his right eye looking right off the ass of Bredesen, taking a peek, feeling inside out. This is how I coached it. Okay.
So to me, it looks like Link is looking at the safety and thinking that guy's in the end zone. The nearest threat is the guy we need to get in attack. Yeah, he should. If you know, I just think it's
anyway,
a little bit of Link and a little bit of Bryce.
What I like is the freaking play is in, dude. It's in. And we'll rep it, we'll get better, and they got to defend it. I like that it's in, and we got the courage to run it. Now, here's Nichols. This is why I want depth to win the game, man. I know what it is to be in the game where you're just sucking air, man. You've gone 70 reps. We got Nickel in the game. This kid has played 10 reps. He's fresh. He's ready, man. So this is why you got bodies.
She just walks that tackle back.
And good job by Nichols.
Great job.
Yeah, so a couple more plays. This is the freshman in here. This kid is a freak athlete. He'll get better. He'll play it. He'll learn.
I didn't really think it was whatever. It is.
I know. I thought it was nickel dime too.
It was a little ticky-tacky.
Huge job by Rolder here.
This Kendrick Bell.
Oh, is that Bell that caught that?
Yeah, Kendrick Bell.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
They ain't putting a linebacker out there to catch this ball. Get them stone hands out of there and get a guy to play basketball.
Unless his name is Duerr with the forearm pads.
Yeah, no.
Okay, what do we got here to win the game? Oh, this is a great job to win the football game, man. Last play. Yep. We get a good job blocking up here. A big Sprague, and we get McCullough blocking. Our back sees nothing. He sniffs it out. He has the sense, the intelligence to get down. That's how we win championships, dude. That's how we are 3-1, and we won at Nebraska, and we're fired up, dude. And we're going to wrap it up soon. Bye week. A lot of work, a lot of good stuff today. Fired up, positive stuff. Go Blue. I'm going to wrap. That's my last statement. Go Blue.
I like it. Yeah. Go Blue, everybody.
All right. We're logging out. Oh, dude.